in this video, I'm going over some of the skills on lesson 11, homework planner. So as we know from yesterday, the skills that we're learning in this lesson are how to change column width, changing cell alignment, changing the row height, text direction, inserting an image in a table, and centering a table. Okay, so here are the instructions. I'm going to pull it off to the side. So I'm looking at the screen. I'm reading it on the side. So you can follow along with the number, and I'll read out the numbers as I go along. Okay, so step number 1, 2, and 3 is all about just putting your name and the lesson number and then doing single spacing, which I showed you yesterday. But to double check your spacing, you should highlight everything and the spacing's at the top. So I'm just in a single spacing right now. I press enter twice and then I inserted a table. So if you missed a step on how to insert a table, it's at the very top tab right here. You're at insert, you're at table, and the assignment calls for 4 columns by 11. But as you can see, I could only do 4 columns by 8. So I have to click insert a table and type in what I want. So I want 4 columns and 11 rows, and I press OK, and then it pops up what I need. Okay. And then the assignment calls for me to type in exactly what it says in figure 11. So here's figure 11. So I already typed this in, and then I have to add these check boxes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do the check boxes because that's a little tricky. So I'm going to delete this table since I already typed it up. So here we go. And I'm just going to re-show you how to do these check boxes. So let me just take this out. Yeah, these are special check boxes. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so to insert the check box, you need what's called the developer tab at the very top. So here's the developer tab. Now, most of you do not have a developer tab because it's not in the default settings. You have to add this tab, right? You could actually manipulate your tabs at the top and change your ribbon. So right here, this is called ribbon and the tabs at the top. So you have to change this and you often won't see the developer tab. So to have the developer tab pop up, you actually have to right click the ribbon and then you click customize the ribbon. And then if you look in the customize ribbon area on this right side, there's this developer tab. So you just have to click this one. It should be unclicked. So you just click it, you press OK, and then the developer tab will pop up. Okay. And then in the developer tab, wherever you want the checkbox. So let's say I wanted it right here. It's in the controls. And then this right here is where I do a checkbox. And then the checkbox pops up. Okay. Now, there's an easier way to do all of this, which is just using the search. So if you click on the search, you could look up, you could type in checkbox. I already typed it in, so it's in my history. And if you type in checkbox, then it shows up right there. So that's the easy cheat way. And it's just as efficient and effective and sometimes better. So if you can't figure something out at any point, just use a search box and just type in what you need. For example, if I want to figure out the word count, I could put word count, bam, word count. And then it lets me know the word count. I mean, the word count's right here also, but you want the word count. Maybe you want to bold something. You type it in. Whatever you need, the search menu is amazing and very helpful. Okay, so that's how you do the check boxes. All right, so now I'm going to skip over to step number 8. So after I type all this in, I should be at step number 8, which it asks you to change the width of the column. So again, columns are up and down, and the columns at this point should all be even. So they probably look something like this. Okay, after you finish typing, so it's not what you want it to look. Eventually, you want it to look like this. This is the final product, or close to the final product. And as you can see, it's not like looking like this. So you got to change it to column widths. So first one is they say, it tells you that the column of the subject. So here's the subject right here. You want the column width to be 1.5 inches. So to make it 1.5 inches, I click in this column and then the table design and table layout tabs pop up. And then in the layout tab, You have the height here and the width under the cell size section. So you want to change the width. Whoops, I messed that up. You want to change the width to 1.5. Oops, sorry about that. You put 1.5 and press enter, and then it changes the width for you. Now you're going to the assignment the assignment column, and you want the width to be 4 inches. So you press 4 and you press enter, and then it makes it 4. So that's 4 inches. Then you go to the next column, and this column is supposed to be 0.75. So you go to width and you type in 0.75, enter. And then the last column is also 0.75. So I type in 0.75 and then press enter. And voila. So this is the column sizes that you need. Okay. There's another way to do this, and the other way is to right click. So if I'm in this column and I want to change something, I can right click it, and then I go to table properties. There it is, table properties. And then in column, it asks you for the width. So it's 1.5. The next column is 4 inches. The next column is 0.75, and the next one is 0.75. So again, this is just another way to change the width. There's usually multiple ways to do something on Word. All right, so I finished step 8A. Now I'm going to step 8B as in boy, which asks me to center the table horizontally on the page. So they want this whole table to be centered. As you can see, it's not centered because the margin here is a lot smaller than this. So you want everything to be even. So how do you do that? All right. So the way that I know it is that I right click and I go back to table properties. And then I go to table, and then right here for alignment, I press center. And once I press center in the table properties, it centers everything. I'm pretty sure there's another way to put it, but I cannot find it in the top of my head. I know it's got to be in one of these tabs, but I cannot. If I looked around enough, I would probably find it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Nope. Table design, nope. Table layout, nope. Yeah, that's the way that I know. I'm sure there's another way. But if you miss that, you right click table properties, and then where it says table properties, you put center, and that's center. If I figure out how to do it in the top, I'll show you. Okay, anyways, so let's move to 8C. 8C as in cat, and it says merge and center row 1. So this is row number 1. So I have to highlight the entire row that I want to be merged. And then one way to merge it is you right click and merge cells right there. Or another way is, again, I'm in the layout tab, and right here it says merge, and I just click merge, and bam, it merges. And then it also asks me to center. So I go back to the home, and I could center it here, or in the layout, it's also right here, center. Okay. Or you could press Control E is to center it as a shortcut key on your keyboard. All right, so now I'm moving to number 8D as in dog, and it says to adjust the height of row 1 to 0.5, so half an inch. Okay, so I'm going to row 1. So here's row 1. And again, in the layout, I want the height to be 0.5. And then I press enter, and bam, it does 0.5. Okay. All right. So next, it says change the text in row 1 to 18 points, center horizontally and vertically. So here, this needs to be 18. So I highlight it. I'm going to go to home and then change the font size to 18. Now they want me to center it not only in the middle, but vertically it has to be centered. So to do that, this is one of my favorite skills. I don't know why, but I just love how it looks when it looks like nice and centered. So if you're in the layout, you go to the alignment section, and right here, this is to align center in the middle. So you see this is align centered in the top. This is align centered in the bottom corner. I mean, you could see what's going on. So you want it right in the middle, smack in the middle. There it is. It looks so nice like this. This is my favorite alignment. Okay, so that is letter number 8E. And now we're going to 8F, as in Franklin. And it says shade row 1 to a light gray. So I'm in row 1. I could go to table design, and then shading is right here. So you're supposed to make it a light gray. So any of these grays are fine. It doesn't really matter. It just wants you to do a light gray. So I'll just do this one. Okay. So there we go. Now we're going to letter G. It says bold the column titles. So here are the column titles. Subject, assignment, due date, and done. Control B is bold, or again, you go to home and click bold. Okay, moving on. Adjust the row height of row 2. So this is row 2 to 0.5. So I go back to layout again, and then the height is 0.5. Enter. Okay, so now it's huge. Center the text in row 2 horizontally and vertically. So again, I'm going to highlight all of this in row 2, and they want you to center it horizontally and vertically again. So then that means right smack in the middle. I click that, and bam, nice and beautifully in the middle. Okay. Okay, so then now I'm on 8I, as in ice cream. No, I'm on J. Is it J? Yeah. Sorry, I'm on letter J. So adjust the height of the last row to 0.5. Oh, I already did this. Oh no, did I do this right? So the last row, this row here needs to be 0.5. So the height is 0.79 for some reason. So I'm going to put 1.5, sorry, 1.5 for the height, and I press enter. And then that's 1.5. That looks so weird. Is that correct? The width, is that 1.5? That looks so strange. Yeah, it is 1.5. Okay, whatever. I guess that's it. So the height's 1.5. It just looks so strange to me. I guess that's how it is. Okay, so that's 1.5. Now you're going to merge the cells in the last row. So I'm on 8K. So I highlight this whole, all of these columns, and then I'm going to merge it. So here's a merge button on layout, and then in the merge section, and then merge cells right there. Okay. All right, now I am on 8L. Change the text direction in the notes row so that the text notes is rotated 90 degrees to the right. 90 degrees to the right. So if it's this way, if you need to go to the right, should it be this way? All right, so they want you to change the text direction. To change text direction, it's in the layouts, and then the text direction is in the alignment, and they want 90 degrees to the right. That looks really weird. 90 degrees, is that right? This is a 90, just okay, I think it's like this. 90 degrees to the right, and then they want you to change the word to 18 points font. So here, I'm going to change that to 18 points. So I'm in the home tab. I'm back in the font size, 18, and then press enter. Whoops, I got to do that again. So I highlight that, and then I change to 18 points, bam. Okay, and then now I'm going to insert an image of a school in the bottom right corner of the last row. Use text wrap if necessary. That's what it says for the hint. Okay, so in this bottom right corner, it wants a school. So I got to insert a picture. So I go to insert, pictures is right here. So I click. So I could either find a picture in my device on a stock image or on an online picture. And it needs to be of a school. So I'm going to go online, and I'm going to look up school. And these are the images that pop up. So these are like real schools. I don't really like that. So you know what? I'm going to put school clip art. And then it shows me these schools. So I like to look at this school. So I'm going to click this school here, and then I'm going to insert, bam. Okay, it's ginormous. So it says I need to resize the image so it's no more than 5 inches height and 5 inches width. So I'm going to go to picture format so I have to touch the image. Now this picture format tab pops up, and then right here on the right side, it shows me the height and the width. So I want to change this. It's at 4.9 inches. I change it to 0.5 inches and 0.5. So there, bam, it goes like this. Oh no, for some reason it does that. I thought that it would change that part. Okay, so now you see how messed up that is. Why is that doing that? Let me see if I do this. No, okay. I don't want to just, if this happens to you, then most likely you got to crop it. Oh, that's weird. Why is it doing that? Oh, okay, I know. There's an image and then there's this layer outside. So I'm going to change the layer outside to 0.5 also. Oh, I see what it is. I'll give this, I'm going to delete that. Oh my goodness. All right, the reason being was because it had this text that popped up since I took a picture from the internet. So I don't want this little picture right here. Oh, it's messing with the picture format. That's really annoying. Huh. Hold on, let me see if I delete this. All right, I deleted this, but the picture's all messed up. So I got to go back to picture format. The height is 0.5, so I got to change it to 0.5, and then this has got to be 0.5 also. Don't do that to me. I don't want that to adjust. Oh my goodness, I have to adjust it manually. So here, I'm just adjusting it manually. And you can see how things change. So I want it 0.5 and 0.5. So I'm just pulling this to the side manually to make it 0.5, which is annoying. Almost there. There we go, 0.5, 0.5. Perfect. Okay. So the image of a school is at the bottom right corner of the last row. So I guess that is the bottom right corner of the last row. Looks weird, right? That's what it tells me to do. So I guess that's that's what it's supposed to do. All right. Well, I'll just. It's weird. Use text wrap if necessary. So let's see. Text wrap. Here's a text layout option. Oh, here's a text wrap. Behind text, in front of text, in line with text. It wants you to make it in the bottom corner, but the assignment doesn't explain it very well. All right, so this is how I would do it, even though the text says a weird thing. This is what I normally do. If I want to be able to manipulate this, what you do is you got to change the arrangement. So I'm on picture format, change the arrangement, and I change it to in front of text. So now that I put it in front of text, I can manipulate this and move it anywhere I want. So now that I can move it anywhere I want, it says it wants it in the bottom right corner. So I'm going to put it in the bottom right corner. But you have to change it to in front of text. Now the text doesn't tell you to do that specifically, so you just kind of have to do it your own. I'm sure there's a different way to do it, but this is the way that I think is the easiest. Okay. All right, so that is letter N and O, N and O. Okay, number 9 says carefully proofread, and then number 10 says save your document and send it to the instructor. Okay, and that's it. So I guess that's it. That's what it needs to look like. This is the end product. So I'm going to zoom out so you could see it. Right? This section here is really large for some reason. It says 0.5 inches. It's weird, right? I guess that is 1.5 inches. So this is 1.5 inches. This is how this is going to look. So this is the final product, okay? I think I did a little wrong from the model. All right, so there you have it. This is what it's supposed to look like.